off air. I didn't know if he would. You want to prep me on Killian Hayes?
Is that a Wawa coffee?
It is. Yeah.
Dude, I love Wawa. In Maryland, you can't go like a mile without seeing a Wawa or a Royal Farms. The Wawas out here are so far apart.
Yeah, there's not many.
They're like half an hour. It's like
I didn't go to my first. Yeah, I didn't go to my first Wawa until probably 7 months in to living here. I didn't live here.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know they had. I mean, I knew they had food, but like I had never had it, and then I went and got like a freaking taco or something. It was good.
I usually go for the hoagies. Like I told you, back in high school, they used to let you get food for free. Like you used to be able to order food and then get the food before paying for it. And so you just walk out at the beach with the food. Okay. But then, they got smarter. So now you couldn't get the food without paying.
Yeah.
But dude,
I lived retarded because I had no idea what I was doing.
Dude, when I lived at the beach for a few summers, literally would not spend money on food. I would just go Wawa like every single day, 3 times a day. And because there were so many different Wawas at the beach, I would just hit a different Wawa for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You could go weeks without spending money on food.
Yeah, it's probably just not the healthiest, even though they have some options. Like it's Wawa, so it can't be like.
That's like getting a salad from Chick-fil-A and saying that's healthy.
Yeah, it's like. Well, but like Chick-fil-A's. I'd go like McDonald's because Chick-fil-A's quality is pretty good.
Well, it's like getting crispy chicken. Well, let's change that.
Yeah,
I feel like getting. If you get grilled chicken,
it's still really good quality chicken at Chick-fil-A.
Also, the other thing is I'm going to put it like putting ranch in any, like if you put ranch dressing on salad, that's like so unhealthy. Like ranch is not healthy.
What do you mean? I'm eating vegetables. Washing it down with a Dr. Pepper, man. This is health. This is health 101.
You eating vegetables with ranch is like the equivalent to eating those vegetables with mayonnaise.
Ugh. Vegetables with mayonnaise is this. Who would ever do that?
I don't know.
It's disgusting.
Let's get back into. Let's get into Killian Hayes, which I queued up to talk about when we were not live. But Killian Hayes, it's been reported from The Athletic that he's not getting an extension, which is like definitely kind of interesting when you look at it on the whole, because I mean, it's not really interesting. Like he had a better year this year, but they literally drafted Marcus Hayes and Asar Thompson. And I told you I was speaking to a beat writer of the Detroit Press Pistons. I'm not going to say who he works for because then I'd give it away. But it was like at Summer League, and I go like, "Oh damn, I got a lot of guards. Guess Killian Hayes is gone." And he just turned to me and goes, "You said that, not me." We both started laughing. But so yeah, what we're hearing is this is from James L. Edwards III from The Athletic, that Killian Hayes, who's on the final year of his rookie deal, will not sign a extension prior to the October 17th deadline, and he will be eligible for a $9.9 million qualifying offer. And they also traded for Monte Morris this offseason. I completely forgot they also have Monte Morris.
Yeah, they have. So, I mean, Cade, Jaden, Azar, Alec Burks, Monte Morris, Marcus Sasser. The trade of Monte pretty much got rid of Killian Hayes. I mean, Killian Hayes is as inefficient as they come, unfortunately. But I'm hopeful. He's only 22. And he did improve in the second half. It's just he still isn't an efficient point guard.
He's a good defensive pass first guard. I mean, I'm texting.
Yeah, he just can't shoot over. I mean, I don't even think he was near 40% from the field, which is terrible.
Well, right now I'm texting
37.7.
Right now I'm texting this guy from the Boston Celtics, who's the statistician, and what this kind of goes off of, like the idea is like he texted me that a pretty good, like, we're talking right now about like Damian Lillard, James Harden, and like a couple other things. But what we're talking around is about the fact that teams are more and more willing to move on from players a lot quicker because they don't want to be like on the downslope to a massive contract. So I really think even though if Killian leaves Detroit, he's going to get paid or like decently paid, I think he's going to end up in Dallas behind Luka and Kyrie. Like I think Killian Hayes is the perfect backup for Luka and Kyrie. Am I wrong?
I mean, he's a 37% career field goal shooter. I don't think he's a perfect fit anywhere.
He's the perfect six man. You run the second unit.
No, he is not anywhere close to a six man. He shoots 37% from the field. 37. That's terrible. That is a terrible statistic to have.
What did he shoot to close out the year? What did he shoot to close out the year?
He shot even worse. He went from 37.2 to 38.7, but his 3-point shot went from 30.5 to 20.5. I mean, he turns the ball over a lot. He fouls a lot. But yeah, he's a good defender and he's a great passer. But a six man, no way. I'd put him, if he was good to go to Dallas, I'd be like, yeah, you're my third string point guard. I think he's probably better off going somewhere young that would give him a better opportunity like Detroit. But.
Okay, listen to this. I mean, I guess his shooting splits weren't great, but he did average 12.5 points. All right, here we go. In the month of December, 14 games, he averaged 12 points, 6.6 assists, 3.5 rebounds, and while shooting 42% on 11.5 attempts and 34% on 4.5 threes a game. I will admit this man does not know how to. I guess he had a 5-game stretch where he was averaging 5 fouls a game, but like drawing 5 fouls a game. But for his career, he only draws like 1.5. Like I can draw more fouls driving to the paint than this man could.
Well, looking at Dallas's depth chart, they could use Killian Hayes, which is not a good sign for Dallas's depth. But yeah, I'd rather have Killian Hayes as my backup point guard than Jaden Hardy or Dante Exum.
Yes. So Killian Hayes, I mean, he's 6'5", 220 pounds. I always forget that he's like left-handed, and it's because I just haven't seen him shoot enough. In terms of like, he's not a scorer, so I kind of forget that he shoots left-handed. And he's really good at running the pick and roll. He's a great facilitator. He just has no jump shot. Also, he's like the most boring athlete. Like he's not that athletic. He's not athletic. Like some might say he's below the rim.
Yeah, it's fine.
Also, did you see Lana Rhodes? Supposedly it's KD now, the baby daddy.
I don't really care or pay attention to that. One good thing about Killian is he played 76 games this year, 66 last year after that brutal torn hip in his rookie season.
Also, that's another thing I heard
in college.
In college, you mean in Germany?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard people say that Killian Hayes' career ended when he tore his hip. That torn hip, he's never been the same player since. Physically.
Yeah, I mean, in France, it's not like he was a crazy athlete. It's just
what was he averaging?
Crazy to me. He averaged 7.2 points, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers in 20 minutes. He shot 43 from the field and 19% from downtown.
Do you know how Killian Hayes got famous? You know Killian Hayes was born in Florida, first off. You know that, right?
Florida.
Yeah. Second off, Killian Hayes, the reason why his stock blew up like 4 or 5 years ago is because of his teammates. Malcolm Caslon and Killian Hayes went up against each other and was it like they dueled? I'm trying to remember. Or were they on the same team? Okay. And it's kind of funny to how it all ended up happening because Malcolm Casalon, they were on the same team. Okay, so it was like the U19 squad. Malcolm Casalon and Killian Hayes like went crazy, crazy. And then he followed it up with like an okay season with In 10 games, he averaged like 13, 6, and like 2 steals while shooting 39% from 3. So everyone was like, this guy's going to be like one of the best half court, offensive players. But it didn't really happen. But it was like him and Malcolm Casalon like went on another level. And right here, he averaged in the international game for Colette, he was averaging 16.6 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists at freaking 15 years old, playing against 18-year-olds.
Yeah. I don't really get these. Frank Nikitalina, what is it? He's German, right? I don't really get these Euro guards that are going top
Frank
5
is,
for what
French.
reason?
French.
Oh, well, then even worse for the Frenchmen. We got 2 Frenchmen going top 10 for what reason? Not quite sure. I just thought of another one. Dante Exum. Why did Dante Exum go that early?
Well, I take this back. Frank Ntilikina is technically, he was born in Belgium to French parents or to Rwandan parents.
But he'd play for Germany, right?
No, he's never played for Germany. The only black guy who plays for Germany is Dennis Schroeder.
Would he play for Belgium?
No, he plays for France because he moved to France.
Yeah, so I don't know what these French guards. I don't know what these scouts are looking into with these French guards that play good defense. The league's changing, man. I don't think defense is even. I won't say it's not important, but it's just becoming like football, where I don't really think it matters. I'd rather have a crazy shooter than Killian Hayes, a good passer and a good defender. I'd rather have a lethal shooter who can dribble like Stephen Curry. It's just like the era we're trending into. So unless Killian Hayes can develop a 3-point shot, I would imagine he's toast sooner rather than later. I don't think it'll be that soon because he's 22 and he can still pass and defend, but I don't think Killian will ever be a starting guard in the league unless he shoots better than 20.5% from downtown.
I agree that, I think the jump shot's what's kept it. I don't know. I think him not being a great athlete, I think it's the jump shot. Yeah.
Is he better off going to a contender and being like Dallas and showing that he can contribute to a winning basketball role?
Yeah.
Whatever his role is, or is he better off going to I don't even know what team would give him 25 plus.
Think of this. Okay, let's say Chris Paul. Okay. And what do you call it? So think about it this way. Let's say the Warriors win a championship. Okay, Chris Paul retires. And they're like, damn, it was really dope having Chris Paul run the second unit. Sucks that he retired. We won a championship. So let's go out and find someone to be like our Sean Livingston, our Chris Paul, Killian Hayes, Golden State. I think because he spent his first 4 years in a bottom dwelling team that all he knows is losing. I don't think he needs to go to a losing squad. I think he needs to learn how to win.
Yeah, it's more opportunity for me is because I don't even know what rebuilding team would. Are there any rebuilding teams in the NBA anymore? I don't is any team actively rebuilding? I don't think there are.
Portland.
Is that crazy? I don't
Portland.
think they're. But they're not, or rather tanking. How is that tanking? No, I don't think any team's tanking. Portland wanted to tank last year because Dame said, "Yeah, let's do it so we can get the best draft pick possible." But now it's just now I guess Portland, once Dame's gone, will probably be a bottom feeder in the league. But Detroit, Houston, San Antonio, Orlando, these are all teams that Killian would have worked on in the past couple of years. But now these are ascending teams. I can't think of descending quickly teams in the NBA outside of Portland. But with that being said, I mean, Portland has Scoot and Shaden, so like Killian won't even work as a starter. So it seems like Killian will not start anywhere.
I guess the only team that's tanking
anyway.
is the Wizards, but like the Wizards, like we don't even know. The Wizards could really be the Utah Jazz this coming year.
Yeah, Jordan Poole could be unlocked. I wouldn't even be surprised if Jordan Poole averaged like close to 30 this year.
Same thing with Kyle Kuzma.
I won't go close to 30, but I mean, Kuz is a good player.
But you get what I mean? Like, who's going to be taking the shots? Like, anybody. Any Avdia could average
So, yeah, I
20.
guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But, yeah, once they got Poole, it's no starting spots up for grabs in the Washington guard rotation. So, I think Killian's better off. I mean, hell, he could go to Washington and play behind Tyson Poole, but don't they still have DeLon Wright? Like, I would go to a contender,
yes,
and just reestablish yourself as a valuable player in the NBA.
Yes, DeLon Wright's still on the Wizards. They've been trying to trade him, but I guess they're asking for too much, which they should. He's a fantastic player. I actually love DeLon Wright. Isn't it crazy to think about how many teams DeLon Wright's played for, even though he's like that good of a player?
What is he? Probably like 28.
He's 31.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a first-round pick. He was drafted in 2015. He played for the Raptors for 4 years, or 3.5, and then they traded him to the Grizzlies to get like compensation. And he was part of the deal for Marcus Gasol. And then he played for the Grizzlies, then he played for the Mavericks, then he played for the Pistons, then the Kings, and then the Hawks. Isn't it funny that Satnam Singh, who's like the tallest or like the first Indian player to ever be drafted, is now part of like AEW, All Elite Wrestling, at like 7'7".
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't find anything about DeLon Wright's contract right now, but okay, let's go over here and talk about the fact that, did you see this? Damian Lillard is being recruited by Jason Tatum. Like straight up, Jason Tatum is going out and canvassing towards Damian Lillard. Supposedly Damian Lillard has literally told him no, and he's like, I'm going to Miami. But what would you offer if you were Boston for Damian Lillard? Would you offer everyone except Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, or would you offer Jaylen Brown at a swap?
I mean, you can try and offer not Jaylen Brown, and Portland won't even answer your call, so they have to give up Jaylen Brown. It's not going to happen. I would be infatuated if it did. Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis. Really, it sounds nice, but I don't know if Boston would trade. I think they would be down to trade Jaylen Brown. KD and Damian Lillard, I think, are on the same tier. So as far as
at this point in their career,
Brown, and I mean more like, yeah, they're superstar players. So you have to give up Jaylen Brown to acquire either of them. They were willing to give up Jaylen Brown to acquire KD, so you got to do the same for Damian Lillard. But do they want to trade Brown? I mean, I guess not ideally. The dude can't dribble left, which can be fixed. I think they're way better off trading him and getting Dame if that's actually on the table.
Yeah, I think it's the way that it, like, I don't know. I think the only offer you could offer is Jaylen Brown, because the rest would be, I just think it's like, if you look at, I was texting about the James Harden, Damian Lillard trade with this guy, and basically I said, like, those teams are just trying to max out their value they get back and not settle. But I think there's also the other problem that we're seeing across the league is like teams are too quick to sign 21-year-old lottery tickets instead of 34-year-old X-stars as their 10th man. And, I think teams are now like not wanting to sign or trade guys who could be on a downward slope. Because I was asking, I was like, why doesn't like Christian Wood, Terrence Davis, Kelly Oubre, or, guys like that, why aren't they signed yet? Like, why are they still? Huh?
They don't want money.
No, it's not that. It's because.
And what would it be? Nobody wants Christian Wood. That's the bottom line. Just nobody wants him.
It's kind of that.
He wants too much money, and he's a diva.
No, it's more in the sense that teams are just trying to maintain flexibility, and those players want multi-year deals. And I think like teams are offering them 1-year deals, and then they're not offering them the 1-year deals they want. But also,
they want money.
Supposedly, a lot of teams are waiting. A decent bit of teams are waiting to see what happens with James Harden and Damian Lillard. But I don't know. Kind of funny when you ask people, like, because like I'm doing this like graduate assistant stuff, and we have people send us stuff. It's just funny, like you give people a prompt, and it's kind of funny when people don't follow the prompt, even though you gave it to them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like we gave you a prompt. Also, you know what I realized? Did you know Georgia Tech is Georgia Institute of Technology? I always forget that.
Is it really?
Yeah, you didn't realize that?
It's disgusting.
Is it so? Okay, let's move on to another subject right here. I just want the news to come back. I just want the news. Also, where's Luke? No show today, or even text.
Shocker.
All right. Is this your 90s fit today? What's your 90s fit or your 2000s fit today?
No,
You
just got a jacket on today.
That looks like a button down, not a jacket.
Also jacket.
How was the hurricane?
Dude, it like barely even rained. It was a waste of time. It's very disappointing.
Weren't you guys supposed to get hit, or was it just Tampa?
No, Tampa was like on the outskirts. We were supposed to just get hit with all the. I don't even know once it passed us. I don't give a shit. But it probably hit the Big Bend. But yeah, once it passed here, who gives a fucking shit? I mean, hope everyone's safe, but like, it's not my problem.
All right. Did you know Kyrie is aware that this is Luka Doncic's team? Did you see this today? Mark Cuban in an interview. Kyrie's a super smart guy, and he knows this is Luka's team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's Luka's team. He can play too. Luka's that good. That's when Luka's in there. Kai needs to run the corner. He'll run the corner. If they double him and he needs to come to the foul line, just get a bounce pass and play 4-on-3. What's better than that?
Yeah, I think Kyrie learned a very valuable lesson when he went to Boston, that he does not need to be the number one on a basketball team, nor is he the number one. And I mean that more like, LeBron and him, it's like yin and yang. Like, I'm sure Kyrie is less worried about labels. Like James Harden's fucking immature ass is still worried about being the number one option, and Kyrie, like, doesn't. I'm sure Kyrie Irving doesn't care about that at this point in his life and career, especially after Boston. So yeah, this is August 31st news in basketball. I used to love Mark Cuban on Shark Tank growing up, and Mark Cuban's really left a sour taste in my mouth the last couple of seasons covering basketball, I would say. I used to think he was this like smart business owner that was running his team, smart, but then it's like, it seems like he's not like James Dolan or Jim Irsay level, but like I could see him, or Jerry Jones, but I don't know. At the same time, I do like owners kind of stirring things up and being vocal. Not for my team, but it is entertainment value. I think Cuban's. I don't think he needs to comment on all this stuff. What was he bitching about last year? He was bitching about something last year in a game. I can't remember what it was, but he was wrong. You remember that like timeout fiasco where like whoever Dallas was playing somebody, it might have been like Sacramento or something, and they called the timeout on the inbound, and the ref made the gesture. It just looked a little confusing, and then like it ended up not being a timeout, and the ball got inbounded, and everyone else was on the other side except for whoever the Mavs were playing. And like Mark Cuban like went to Twitter and all this, and he was like bitching about it, and he was like literally wrong because the ref did exactly what he needed to do, and it was like a whole thing for like a day.
I do remember that because then didn't they? It wasn't it like the whole thing was
they sent a lawsuit or something, right? And we hadn't seen that. They wanted the ending of the game to be changed.
Yes,
right. And the last time we saw that was like a decade ago or something.
Okay, wait. Let me.
I think Cuban's just. I can't think of the word because obviously he's not a retard, but like I think he is.
I found it.
There we go. Was it the Kings Mavs game?
It was a game against the Pacers. It was against the Pacers. Okay. So the Mavericks came out of the timeout, and they weren't even on the right side of the floor, which, like, I'm pretty sure it is the referee's job that if, like, the players are on the wrong side of the floor, that they, like, have to stop the game and, like, reset it. So, like, the team is on the... I don't think that's on the... But after the game, Mark Cuban, because you remember what it was? They come out the timeout, and they go to set up defensively on the wrong side of the floor, and then the other team just hits the game-winning basket unguarded. I'm pretty sure, not game-winning basket, but like a basket in the middle.
This wasn't the end of the game.
Okay,
it was something like Dallas thought that they had the ball or something, but Indiana actually called the timeout, and the referee signaled that they called the timeout. It just... So right here, the angle of it was weird or something.
So it says right here, Mavericks and Pacers both go wrong way out of a timeout. Then Pacers.
But that's not. But
let me finish. The Mavericks and Pacers are both confused out of a timeout as the team's positioned on the wrong side of the court.
This is just a bad title. That is clickbait.
Wait, I don't know if this is the right. This is a summer league game.
No, this is so wrong. Yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah, this is wrong.
Oh, so maybe they did both go the wrong way. Fucking summer league basketball.
Oh, it was against Golden State. Okay, initially on the floor, the original signal is in fact Golden State's ball, as they can be seen on the video. There is a second signal, but the signal's for a mandatory timeout that was due to the Mavericks. The explanation is basically that they ruled it Golden State Warriors basketball. And then it was a timeout being charged to Dallas, which Dallas assumed was a call reversal when the referee pointed. When Looney protested, the referee had to explain to him he wasn't changing the call, merely saying Dallas is being charged a mandatory timeout, since this was the first time stoppage under 3 minutes per NBA rules. That's a media timeout, I believe.
Yeah, so this is a prime example of why you're an owner and not a coach or player, and to just leave that be. Because Mark Cuban made a whole fuss about this when he was, and your whole roster was in the wrong.
Read this.
Yeah, Yeah. Everybody else is wrong.
I'm sorry, I had to text somebody, but no, I completely forgot all about that. I remember that was like a whole fiasco across the NBA for like 2 days.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
So how you doing?
I just love the end of that joke.
Which one?
No, it's the refs and Warriors who are wrong.
Dude, have you been seeing the new? I have a video I'm gonna do today when I get home. I don't know if it's too old already. It might be too old, but the Saints punter.
The one that like made a post halftime.
The one who's like super tatted up. The punter from Australia, who made the Saints roster. He used to be a scaffolder and own a tattoo shop in Bali. He actually kicked at Miami. Right here.
For him. They got rid of Will Lutz for him.
No, Will Lutz got traded. This
Yeah.
guy's also. Yeah, this guy's a punter.
Oh, he's a punter.
But I wrote a script. I don't know if I'll do that today. I posted last night the Kyler Murray video. Or yesterday, this morning.
I don't even know what the hell's going on with that fucking guy.
Have you not?
I hope he gets healthy. Why can't I find the damn kicker out of the Saints?
Well, just search up Lou Headley.
No, I see Lou Headley's the punter. I can't find who the kicker is, though.
I don't know if they've gotten a kicker yet.
Oh, they just fucking traded their kicker, so they better figure that out. He's got to be a kicker, man. Wait, let me go do it.
Maybe they're gonna save some money and have him do both.
I mean, that's what it's looking like, but
what you guys think of this, and I know you're supposed to ask me the questions, but I think this Colt McCoy move here with cutting him, and Kyler Murray being on PUP, I don't think people truly understand what is happening in the desert. And let me just give you a background on contract.
Floor is yours.
Okay. Every contract in the National Football League, with the exception of Deshaun Watson, is guaranteed for injury. No one guarantees for skill and injury, because then you have to do what the Browns did with Watson and send the money in future year guaranteed to the league's escrow account. But if you only put one of those clauses on guarantees, it doesn't have to be funded. So in Kyler Murray's case, he's got $56 million coming, and he has a potential to earn $92 million that are only protected by the injury guarantee clause. Okay? So they placed him on UP. My sense of it is he will not play for the rest of the year, because they can't risk putting him back on the field and having him get injured. And now they're on the hook for $56 million, and they're on the hook for $92 million guaranteed. Now, 4 days at the beginning of next season to determine whether that contract becomes skill and injury guaranteed. I think this gives them the opportunity to continue to examine. He's off the field. He can't get any more hurt than he already is. And it keeps them from having an injury guarantee.
Hey, just real quick, I don't know if I've heard that yet. Yeah. That seems like a pretty big little piece of information, that you don't think Kyler's going to be playing all season. So getting rid of Colt is seemingly another wild move. What do you think they're doing? What is the plan? Is just to stink?
Well, I think they're going to stink whether Colt stayed or not. I mean,
what do you think of that? Are you surprised?
I don't really know. I don't really know the point of that.
Oh my God!
Like I said, I don't know anything going on with the Cardinals.
Good, and so they're going to go with one of those two kids and see what happens. But my point here is, if I were Monty Ossendorf and I were Jonathan Gannon. There's no chance I'm putting Murray on the field this year and risking that I'm going to fully guarantee a contract that I'm not sure I want to fully guarantee.
So hold on. So they're just moving on from Kyler then in your eyes. What happens with Kyler?
Well, then that contract, say they move on to him, they would pay some of the acceleration. But what you'll read about in
He's basically saying that they're probably moving on from him because his contract allows them to.
Well, I mean, I don't think Kyler's that good of a QB because of his height, but I mean, 5'10" quarterbacks don't have a good track record in the league. He didn't play good last year. I know they have a new coach in town, but I don't know if they have a new GM in town. If they do, then that would be why. Oh yeah, they have a brand new GM this year, so that's going to be why. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
He wasn't their guy.
Yeah. Cardinals, they have the Texans pick too. They could have like 1 and 2 this year.
Is that so?
Shock me. They could draft like Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. with picks 1 and 2 and just change their whole franchise outlook. But they have an intriguing backup QB called Clayton Tune, rookie out of Houston. That I don't know why they got rid of Colt and picked up Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs has not had a successful NFL career. He barely had a successful college career.
This is the offensive coordinator. Was his offensive coordinator in Cleveland?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the current offensive coordinator for the Cardinals is his offensive coordinator. I mean, you see that all the time when I talk to scouts and agents in the NBA. They literally say half the time they're like, you don't even need to think about who they're going to sign. Just see who the agent is or who represents the general manager and stuff. And that's how it all connection is through connections. That's how you get your
guy, you want your guys. The whole the Las Vegas Patriots.
Exactly, you want your guys, and so that's the big thing is usually you just hire your dudes, and nepotism always wins out, which is and people act like that's terrible and stuff, but everyone knows if you were in the same position, you would do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you want that. I want that comfortability if I'm
of my friends.
If I'm the fucking OC of the Cardinals, I would love to have, and my starting quarterback is injured and my other quarterback is a brand new rookie. I'd love to have somebody who knows my system and can, at the very least, teach Clayton Tune how to run it. But I mean, judging from that video, it seems like Joshua Dobbs will be the day 1 starter for the Cardinals, which is, I never thought that day would come. It's great. I cannot believe if that is real.
Yeah, dude,
Nick will be pissed.
Dude, I'm sending this in the group chat. Yeah, because this guy's the dumbest. This guy got released by the Arizona Cardinals. Guess what happened 3 hours after he got released by the Arizona Cardinals? He was involved in a high-speed single car accident that broke his neck and left him a quadriplegic.
Oh, damn. Wow, what a day. That blows.
Yeah, he get cut and then he become a freaking vegetable.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, dude. Not ideal.
No. Brutal.
Yeah. Sorry, guts. Damn, the guy died in hospice care. His career just ended, and we saw it end right in front of our eyes. Blair Walsh.
Oh, I've not heard that name in years.
But you remember he had the greatest rookie season of all time for a kicker, and
he really
he holds NFL record.
Oh my god, he actually he made All-Pro his rookie season. Jesus. He's 35 to 38.
So Blair Walsh's listen to this. Blair Walsh's first 4 seasons, okay, were better than Justin Tucker's first 4 seasons. Like, I'm pretty sure Blair Walsh in his first 4 years was on pace to being the greatest kicker of all time. Look at our
his third year, he went 26 of 35.
Yes, and was that the year he choked, or was it 2015 he choked?
No, that was 2015. So he bounces back. He had a great first 2 years. He bounces back after a abysmal third year, 74%, gets back to 87%, and then that's the year in the playoffs where he buffs it, and seems like his career is over after that. Because then he just like after that he became a 70%. Yeah, he became a 70% kicker. He got a little job in Seattle that year, but he only went 21 to 29.
Dude, I also did not realize Jason Myers has been in kicking for like 4 years with the Seattle Seahawks.
Since Blair Walsh.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right, let's do this Pirtle. All right, D'Angelo Russell.
I didn't even see the picture. Is that an East player?
Yes.
Is Devontae Graham still on Pelicans?
He's on the Spurs.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, Derrick Rose is on the Grizzlies. I'm gonna try one. He's over the age of 47.
I'm gonna go. I thought it could have been Darius Garland, but I feel like it's a Cav.
It does kind of look like Darius Garland.
He's not that old. He's not even in the Central. So what is he in Pacific or
Atlantic? Is Philadelphia Atlantic?
Yeah. He's Tyrese Maxey is nowhere near 27.
Well, he's on the.
I mean, it's got to be Trez or DJ.
6'6".
Oh,
DJ. Who's
no, he's
6'6".
lower than 6'6".
The guy is either 6'5" or 6'6".
That's probably Daniel House Jr. then.
Is Daniel House Jr. still on the team?
Yeah. Nice.
Dude, this man's ugly as hell.
That's not what that girl. That's not what that girl said in the bubble.
Oh yeah.
He's seen some shit, man.
First off,
wow, he's already 30.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the league for like years. A bubble Reddit.
That was a kicker for the Rockets, man. That was a kicker. Some people think that they would take down the Lakers if Daniel House if that didn't happen. Which I don't fall into that camp, but that was a crazy year, man. I think you remember Lou Dort versus Harden? Game 7.
Wait, what's this article about?
That one looked like it was why is he still on the team?
I don't know. This is just what few NSW have. I'm not gonna correct.
Disney workers spending the night.
Oh wait, a video of him tripping.
Oh, that's sick. Hey.
A little bit Let me stop playing.
Bro just took an eighth of shrooms for sure. he's on our. He just got past the come up where he's like kind of not freaking out but a little antsy, and now he's settling in.
It's when you start to notice that the walls are breathing.
Yeah,
You look at
he's
your-
our two right now.
and that's when you look in the mirror and you get stuck at looking in the mirror.
And your eyes are gigantic owl eyes. Jesus. All right, this thing is gonna be so loud. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm gonna dip.
Jesus.